Let's shine the spotlight on the incredible women who are blazing the trail. They are changing the narrative by achieving greatness in areas unprecedented.
Throughout history, these women have done extraordinary things to shape our words, but most times, their stories go untold.
Indeed, and we're here today to tell their stories for you and for us too. When they blaze the trail, what do? We talk about it here on Weekend Deal because they change the narrative and they give hope to many young women who are coming right behind them and are facing amazing challenges.
From the fearless leaders, the groundbreaking scientists, the game-changing entrepreneurs, and the creative pioneers. Trust me, these women have done it all, and they are still breaking grounds. And that's why today on the show, we are celebrating these Amazons, these amazing women on your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. I am Patient Eloy Abba.
We call them women achievers. What do you call them? We would also like to add that they are women of Nigeria who we want to celebrate who mark their excellence today on Weekend Deal. My name is Thelma Obaze, and it's time to learn more about news and information dissemination as we join Ifeoma Ojinta for the highlights today. Ifeoma, another amazing woman who is blazing trails as well.
Ifeoma, good morning. Austin Sachs, please sit down. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's a women's show today, and to herald the women started their conversation, Austin Sachs. Now, women indeed have done great things, so many great things. Chartering the glass ceilings, rewriting the rules, and proving that no dream is too big. That's what women are doing. And so our background today is by another great Amazon, Uju Nwankolo. Let's say this.
They change status quos. They are Nigeria's shearers. Women who dare to make a difference and succeed. Here is a roll call of some of these amazing women on Weekend Deal as we take a look at Nigerian women who have shaped and are still shaping their communities and the society.
There is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand to you. I'll have faith in all you do.
Born Frances Abigail Olufumilayo Olufela for Lawrence Thomas on 25th October 1900. Married to the Reverend Israel Anekola Bokuti. She became first woman to drive a car in Nigeria. Founded Abeokuta Ladies Club, the lioness of Lisa B became her moniker.
Habis, please, these women cannot pay this tax. How much are they even earning from their daily petty trade?
After successfully leading Eba Women's Riot, which forced Oba Ademola II into exile.
Why are you? My own palace again? Where am I going? Go.
Professor Grace Alele Williams, OON, FMAM, FNAE. She was born on 16 December 1932. She is female Nigerian professor of mathematics education and the first Nigerian woman to receive a doctorate. The first Nigerian female vice-chancellor at the University of Benin. Trailblazers, pioneers, the cap fits.
In my secondary school in Lagos Anglican Girls Grammar School, Surulere, Lagos, we were asked to write about our career. And I thought about it. I said, well, what sort of career would I like to pursue in life? And the idea of traveling places, discovering places came into my mind. And I thought, okay, what will help me to be able to accomplish that at the minimum cost? And then the idea of flying came in. Initially, it was being an air hostess. And I thought, okay, yeah, I could be an air hostess, but being a Christian and loving the Lord, I felt being an air hostess will overexpose me because they are always interacting with the passengers. And I felt, no, it may not be very, very healthy for me as a Christian. So the other option was, why not be a pilot? Going on solo was both scary and exciting in the sense that going on solo, that's the first time you will go up in the air all by yourself, no instructor beside you, and you are expected to take the aircraft up and bring the aircraft down safely. And you know, not having your instructor beside you, you're on your own. Anything could happen. You could forget something, you could make mistake, and anything could happen. So it was a bit scary, but before you get to that point, mind you, the instructor would have drilled you and drilled you and drilled you and would be so sure that you will not fumble once you are on your own. But of course, some students do fumble. I've known of some students that have done so. But my instructor cleared me to go, and I went. And because I've been so drilled, as I went up, all the fears kind of dissipated. I was busy singing, praising my God, enjoying myself, freedom at last and all that. And God was so good, I just landed safely. All the 3 landings I did, we are all safe, they were all good. I was so happy. So when I got there, I just felt on top of the world. I have arrived. It was so exciting and so wonderful.
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Born Ngozi Okonjo on 13th June 1954. Married to her heartthrob, Ikemba Iweala. Among many firsts as feather on her cap, she became the first woman to serve as finance minister twice in Nigeria. Currently sits as Director General, World Trade Organization, as the first woman and African to hold the office.
The fact that we all believed in ourselves that we can do this thing. And of course, we must have an enabling environment. Our parents, our spouses, cheering us on and encouraging us. And of course, having the good or the right education and background that will help us to push ahead. And then for some people, they have capacity, ability to be able to do what is required of them.
Celebrating women achievers on Weekend Deal. Women, keep blazing the trail.
You know, what is very, very integral is that these are the women that opened the doors to greatness and made other young women know that anything you set your mind to, you can indeed achieve. Like one of our dear sisters, Mo Abudu, always says, if you can imagine it, you can do it. We put our hands together once again for Chiro, Kanu, and all the other women who shattered the glass ceiling. There's no ceiling served right now. Think like there's no box, and work also like there's no box. Still talking about women achieve. Meanwhile, congratulations, Uju. That was totally amazing. Now, still talking about women achievers, we're going to Minna. You know now, Minna in Niger State, where they're going to give us another angle, another dimension to show us more about the dynamic nature of Nigerian women. Minna, it's your turn now. Please come on board and shine.
Women in Nigeria have been breaking barriers, shaping policies, and influencing governance. Their leadership is not just about holding positions, it is about making a difference. 2 outstanding women, Sarah Jibril and Hajia Amina Kire Ahmed, have dedicated their lives to driving change in politics and education paving the way for the next generation of women leaders. Sarah Jibril made history as Nigeria's first female presidential candidate, standing against all odds to advocate for women's participation in governance. Her vision was clear. Women must not only have a voice, but must be part of decision-making at all levels.
I just thought, well, since I've been rapport with the young people, I'm going ahead. And yes, who says I cannot be president? Yes. And I didn't have money, big money, but I was comfortable. And I thought, yes, it's high time we remother Nigeria. And from Nigeria, we can remother Africa, even the world. So I wasn't thinking of just looking down, I was looking of the global perspective. And I'm glad I made up my mind to go into politics. And I utilized my knowledge of education, psychology.
Beyond her candidacy, she served as a special advisor on ethics and values, promoting integrity in governance and encouraging women to take active roles in leadership.
Written a book before I even contested on ethics for development. They are accurate and they speak with authority of knowledge and efficiency, professionalism.
Her courage and determination have inspired many to believe that politics is not just for men, it is for those who seek to create lasting impact. Hajia Amina Kere Ahmed has been a leading force in the fight for girl-child education in Niger State. She believes that when you educate a girl, you empower an entire community. Her advocacy has led to policies that promote access to education for young girls, especially in rural areas. She has worked tirelessly to ensure that no girl is denied the opportunity to learn and grow.
The opportunity I had as an educated girl child, I made sure it had a multiplier effect on girls' education. I became teacher of girls. I became the principal of 2 girls' secondary school, Mafara and Bida. And as God will have it, I became the Honorable Commissioner for Education. So the girl child became a focal issue to me, particularly in 1980 when I was sworn in and I found a mess in girls' education. So I made the men to suffer, those who misbehaved, and I made the parents who refused to send their children to school to be also penalized. So the girl child was the main issue I handled immediately I came on board as the Commissioner of Education.
Through her efforts, countless girls have been able to access quality education, opening doors to opportunities that once seemed impossible.
It was a golden opportunity to really identify with the girl child, and it worked out. Because during my tenure, for the 3 to 4 years when I was the Commissioner of Education, 84 to 87, I made the girl child education a priority. In fact, I encouraged people to send their children to school, and I said I introduced the non-withdrawal of the girl child from school as a law by the then Governor, Colonel David Mark, now Senator David Mark. I also made girls' child education free. I made the uniform they wear free. And I made sure that teachers who teach them behave well. So it was really a golden opportunity for me.
Sarah Jibril and Hajia Amina Kere Ahmed have shown that leadership is not about gender. It is about vision, dedication, and the courage to make a difference. Their stories are a testament to the power of women in governance and education. As we celebrate them today, we are reminded that when women rise, nations progress. The future belongs to those who dare to lead.
I mean, that's just so heartwarming. Thank you so much, NTA, Mina, to, remind us and for allowing us to see these iconic women. Seeing Sarah Jubre looking so amazing, still elegant, even as she ages. She's just an example of aging gracefully. And then there's Hajia Amina Kiri Ahmed. These are iconic women that indeed have paved the way for so many women to tread on. Now it is time for our conversation to start, and it's my pleasure to introduce our first guest. But he introduced himself with the pam 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 pam. He rocked the house, and we all danced. He is no other person but Austin Sachs. Let's see his profile.
Okay, Austin Sachs, what a marvelous way to welcome you to Weekend Deal.
Thank you.
You've already opened up the amazingness of women to Nigeria and the world. We give it up again for Austin Sachs. You know, he gave women leeway on the floor today and is reminding us of who we are as Nigerian women. We are one of an uncommon kind on the continent and in the world. Celebrating more iconic women. They are here, they are present, and they will answer to that amazingness that is unique to them alone. We bring up another Amazon with excellent colors, talking about the court, talking about working in firms, talking about advocacy. We bring for you today Barrister Adama Mohammed. She's a lawyer and a humanitarian advocate. Of course, she speaks for women as well. Let's see her profile.
Oh my goodness. You are welcome, Barrister Adama.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, okay. I like how women are able to do everything. We just do everything. They conquer in the boardroom, they conquer in the kitchen, they have their steez going on. And it's on that note that I introduced our next guest. She walked into the studio and we all shouted, ooh la la. She is a poet, an activist, and a mental health expert. She is Michelle Simmons Sappho. Let's see her profile.
Welcome to Nigeria.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, it's a drum roll. Oh. We are so excited, you know, because before you came to Nigeria, we had heard about you.
Okay.
Someone was giving us some of this small gossip. She says, that she may have, you know. Anyway, Michelle Simon Sappho is married to a Ghanaian.
Okay.
She's from the Caribbean. She was born in London, but she's in Nigeria today because she found that her DNA has some synchronicity and some amiable amazingness connected deeply to this amazing soul we call Nigeria. Please meet your brothers and your sisters and let's celebrate you. Welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Already, we did hear that, you know, because you're married to a Ghanaian, you are not a stranger to the doings of the African continent. But I saw some videos when you landed in Nigeria. You actually became emotional and you knelt down and kissed the floor at the airport.
Yes.
Keeping it brief, because this is an intro, when you landed in Nigeria, so how did you feel?
It was an overwhelming feeling of joy and completeness, because the transatlantic slave trade, I'm from the Caribbean, for 400 years, we as black people living in London, living in America, never really know where we're from. So I started going to Ghana in 2002. Africa is not new to me. And I took my DNA test 3 years ago and found out I was predominantly Nigerian.
Okay.
And my mum done hers, and she's got even more Nigerian in her than me.
Okay.
And one of my cousins done hers, and she's 80%. So, you know, through genealogy and people intermarrying and the atrocities of this transatlantic slave trade means that there's other genotypes within us, like Irish and I've even got Norwegian, but the dominant gene remained. And that means that, you know, I am Nigerian.
Okay, so, wow.
When you kissed the airport floor, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel a sense of completeness, a sense of my ancestors. I was their wildest dream, and I could envisage that they wanted to come back and were unable to, but their descendant was able to make that 360-degree turn. So that was highly emotional, and it was really overwhelming, you know, to know that I had that completeness. So yes.
Amazing.
Very
Welcome to Nigeria.
overwhelming.
Okay, so let's get our conversation started. We're talking about great African women, great Nigerian women, and I'm going to start with Barrister Adama. Barrister Adama. I mean, seeing your profile, what you've been through, do you think the Nigerian woman is celebrated enough? Do you think we even celebrate ourselves enough for what we go through as women?
Thank you for having me. It's a great day, especially when I can see I was not only the one in pink. Welcome to Nigeria. Lovely meeting you. Thank you. Celebrating Nigeria women. I think we've hit the ground running. I think we are out there. I think it's happening. Enough? Maybe not. We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
Indeed. You know, nowadays, let's go across board, but still within our nation, we have young women who have innovation, who have skill, who have talent, who often even have ingenuity. But are they breaking? You know, we saw the background feature where Uju named women who are in their 80s, 70s. We're not seeing much of 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Yes, we have entertainers, we have actors who are taking our name beyond the continent. But is there a gap? This amazingness amongst the Amazons, is there a gap? Madam, you've been here. You've taken our pure water, bought our meat, gone to the market. You've boogied down. What do you find?
I found that the thing that I found in Nigeria is that they're predominantly entrepreneurs. They can turn their hand to anything. And I think that that is manifest not only in Nigeria, but outside of Nigeria. I think that the younger generation have different kind of innovations that perhaps is not so palliative to us as the older generation. And I think it's our duty to show them the way to harness it so that they can become philanthropists in their own right, within trying to motivate what innovations they have to enrich the continent of Nigeria. And I think it's important that we, because I'm a grandmother and mother,
amazing.
to push the ladder down and actually show them the way and give them some guidance. Because from what I see, not only, I don't think it's concentrated to Nigeria, but I think it's around the globe, that the emphasis is a lot on, I didn't even know there was a job called an influencer. I didn't know they existed, you know. Because when you became, if you was a professor, if you was a teacher, whatever domain that you had your professional capacity, that is where you had your influence.
Yes.
But people are influencing now with just products.
Yes, products.
With a foundation or a shoe or a bag, you know, and what that can do. And I think that same energy has to be the foundations, what lifts women and teach them to be self-sufficient. And my mum always says, be self-sufficient and independent of a man.
Yes.
So that they can make fundamental choices about their destiny, and they can cradle their own children and propel them to be women of substance.
Amazing.
So I think that is really crucial.
Amazing, amazing. So we have a man here. We're going to be gender sensitive before we take this conversation, and we forget that there's a gentleman here who has been here. He allowed us dance and rock. So let me ask him one or two questions. Austin Sachs. First question. Will you vote for a female president?
Very well.
Wonderful.
Say it again. I want you to say it loud and clear. Will you vote for a female president?
Very well.
Okay. Do you think... okay,
what qualities will you be looking out for? What qualities do you think she ought to possess?
For you to vote for her?
In our country, we are having so many challenges, like corruptions and other challenges. If we can give our women opportunity to fight that, it will be fine. Tribalism as well has been one of the major challenges, and if we can give our women opportunity to fight it, it's still fine. And other challenges women can help us to tackle it. Yeah,
thank you so much, Justin. Now, women in politics, and I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to you, and that's simply because we say that Nigeria, the US, where you're coming from, is a more progressive society. We believe you're more progressive. UK.
Yeah.
We believe that the West, let me say the Western world, is more progressive than where we are.
Yes.
And then we have a candidate, like, we've had two candidates. First, we had Mrs. Clinton, who vyed for the highest post in the U.S.
Yes.
And then we had Kamala Harris. And we think that because these women have attained, like someone like Clinton, Secretary of State, she's done it all. Right. Yet, she couldn't clinch the, what's that thing? Is it that we think women are not ready? Is it that we think that the women are not ready to take the bull? But I don't know, what's this thing that we've not had? Societies like yours, and I'm saying the West, vote for a female president?
Well, in England, when I was growing up, they did have a female prime minister.
Yes, of course.
When I was 1979, when I was still in school. So we still have had that. But I think overall, throughout the world, women with their gender roles are still constrained.
I think so too.
I think that the glass ceiling is still there. And the concept of having a woman in leadership still perhaps frightens men.
Correct. But then frightens the man.
Yeah, because but women, in essence, we run the home. That is what government is about.
Thank you.
Government is about meeting the needs of your whole home and assessing the needs of each individual child, what their needs, their talents, their wants are, and providing financial stability, emotional containment, and all those things. So I think it's really important, because women are, they are the heart of that.
Yeah.
That is a transferable skill. And I think that the world needs to be ready for women, because we are ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We are
ready. Earlier, somebody mentioned the ladder. We're going to Lagos now to highlight women in business and innovation. But we've also mentioned that after we see the 80s, 70s, 60-year-old women, some lucky and tenacious 50-something-year-old women, we have a gap. There's a dearth in the next set of women, perhaps a decade behind, who are pushing frontiers. Something tells me we can go back to that talk of the ladder so that we know where that ladder is. Are we climbing and pushing it off? But that will be for Barrister Dama to talk to or to speak to when we return. Lagos, women innovation, business, please tell us more.
Well, I started in 1985, 40 years ago, and through the help of God and my brother that is deaf and could not talk, so I established Leluk because he can at least see. And we built an empire making bags, and we have churned out a lot of people and empowered a lot of people in the 40 years.
We started from 2005, and it's been years of experience and also challenges. We're here now, we have the Fashion Academy, we have the G-Mite Hostel apartment. In the last 2 decades, it's been a journey and it's just getting better over time. Businesses, for me, I know is no respecter of gender. Once you have the capacity, you have the grace, you're willing to learn and give value, the rest will be history.
I don't think I know anything about gender bias. What I know is my work, my commitment to duty. I don't ever care about gender inequality. It has nothing to do with the bags I'm making. I make bags for men and women.
By creating opportunities for themselves, these women create jobs for others, drive innovation, alleviate poverty, and impact future generations. This is a strong drive for social change.
Well, I've done it through training. I have just recently graduated 100 women who will face the African Free Continental Trade market for 1.4 billion people in Africa, making bags. That's a huge empowerment program. And I'm still doing that. And at 74, I will work until I drop.
Today, we celebrate the achievements of every woman in business and entrepreneurship. Your contributions to Nigeria's economic growth and development are undeniable, and your impact will be felt for generations to come. Congratulations.
Women blazing trail and sitting comfortably on top of their turf. And we have such women here in the studio. Now our conversation will continue. Okay, Barrister Adama, Thelma said something that there is a gap, that we hear of these women in their 80s, in their 90s, they're lucky jers, the Konjo Wellers. These are women who have blazed trail and continue to do so even as they age. But like you said, between there is a gap. There is a gap. Women now, you see, okay, so we have entertainers and all, but women doing things in that line, you understand? Why is it that women are not getting inspired? Or younger women, why are we not closing the gap so that we have people immediately after these ones?
I think we are.
We are, all right.
Yeah, I believe we are. The only constraint I can see is that before now, the older women don't used to carry along the younger one. I noted something, let me bring a contrast that really affected me. You see, recently we had a speaker, the first woman speaker in Lagos, in court.
Yes.
What I noted the first day she walked into office was that everywhere around her,
it was men. It was men celebrating her.
Up till this moment, I got goosebumps all around me. I feel we should deliberately, strategically, and tactically take our women along with us. Yes. Take our sisters along with us.
Yes.
You don't need to like somebody when you know they have the skills.
That's right.
Please empower. Yeah.
Yes.
Empower. Be the enabler for them. So that's where I find the gap coming. Yeah. And that's where some of us are trying to say no. And for today, I expect to see a younger me here. I'm a grandma. You understand? I expect to see a younger me here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of them out there. they need us to like take them by the hands
and
then lead them.
Okay, now before we now go to the saxophones that my director is calling for, the issue of women supporting women, is it just lip service? Or are we truly, I want you to react to that, Madam Michelle, are we really supporting each other? Because that's Sarah Jibril. She came out for president and she was loved until the elections, and she got just one single vote. And I'm saying, if not for anything, she must have sisters. Why are we not? What's going on? Are women truly supporting women?
I do believe that women are supporting women.
Okay.
I have daughters. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons. And I firmly believe that women are supporting women. They're mentoring them. They're coaching them, not even in a tangible way where it's an official role. I think there's unofficial roles that are going on, where we're pouring into the younger generation because we recognize that that's our legacy. And the women need to be there because they're our foundations.
Yeah.
So I truly, firmly believe that we are. I think the exposure and the visibility of them is something that we need to harness, and we need to change that so that they do not feel that they cannot be on these platforms and sit with us comfortably. I think there's going to need to be a lot of hand-holding that goes along. And so if you can see it, you can be it.
Yeah.
So you have to actually show them that tangible picture, let them be in. When I worked in the NHS, I ran a program shadowing. So I got the younger people, the younger staff that were coming in to actually not be intimidated by senior management roles and shadow us for a day.
Yeah.
See that we actually have lunch. We do talk to each other, you know, and being in this
issues
position
as well.
Yes, of
We're
course.
not always happy.
That's right.
We make mistakes as well.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We make errors.
That's
But
right.
you know, I read somewhere, yes, Austin, we're going to you right now, but I read somewhere, there's a contrast. 10 years ago, I heard the vice president of Ghana say that when you climb, pick somebody.
Yes,
You are
absolutely.
mandated as a head of a parastatal, an MDA, a SecGen, to have at least one of your assistants must be a woman. I also spoke to a Nigerian woman somewhere outside Nigeria 5 years ago, and she said Nigerian young ladies don't make themselves available to be tutored or
That's
to be
another
mentored.
conversation.
But Austin Sachs, you got something for all the women. Young,
Yes,
middle age,
all of us will love
elderly,
this.
Amazons. Please let it out. Listen, is your mother, are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your wife watching?
Very well.
Is your mother watching? Are your sisters watching? Your mom is late.
Yes.
You are doing her memory great honor today.
Yes.
Celebrate you.
Sweet mother. Mother. Okay, so back to our conversation. Now, mostly here, well, I got a message. Let me quickly say, I got a message from a man who said, I will not vote for a female president. You don't even know what you're missing. Okay. You rightly said it. I'm like, you don't know what we are nurturers. So like Madam Michelle said, we can nurture the nation into greatness. But we'll go on the break. We are right here. Don't go away.
You know, we often hear that it's not the size of the dog in the fight that counts, it's the amount of fight. Not in the dog this time, in that Amazon. She may be small, they may be less in number, but the amazing force with which they are changing the narrative in Nigeria, on the continent and in the world, in every sphere you can imagine, shows that it's no small matter, and we cannot be trifled with. That's why Susan, our producer today, is coming with such force that she cannot go unnoticed as she brings to the table this feature, Women in Technology and Innovation. She's small, but she's mighty. Susan, take it from here.
In a world rapidly shaped by science and technology, Nigerian women are rising, breaking barriers and redefining possibilities. Today, we spotlight a woman whose contribution to ICT and STEM are paving the way for future generations.
We are saying that there are not so many women in leadership positions, but those who are there, can they be an advocate that women should be empowered with scientific tools, with digital literacy? Cyber security is a big issue now. We are talking about protection of our women and our children online. So if a woman is not even aware of the threats online, and your child is just in one corner, doing things, how do you know what they're doing? So again, a lot of advocacy should go out, and there should be serious funding for women to be empowered in technology.
Dr. Wumi Hassan has dedicated her career to driving innovations and creating opportunities for women in technology.
2 years ago, January 27 every year is the Nigerian Tech Rally. Many people that ought to come couldn't come because there was fuel crisis. So we sat down, a few of us, and said, how do we solve this fuel crisis? We call it mobile kiosk because our aim is to empower women and young people. You graduated, you don't have money to go and open a big shop, but you have a vehicle that is fuelless. You can see the solar panel on it that is carrying it. The batteries are inside and it's rechargeable. So even if in rainy season there is not enough sun, which Nigeria is so blessed, we have sunlight. You can imagine with this now, somebody can drive to any place, parties. Please feel free to enter.
Let me enter now and drive.
She's the first woman that will enter.
Enter.
To drive this, please go ahead and do that. Fantastic.
Drive the solar car.
Yeah, that's the solar vehicle made in
solar vehicle made in Nigeria.
Dr. Wumi faced a lot of skepticism and had to work twice as hard to prove her competencies. But these turned every doubt into motivation, proving that gender should never define capability.
Women are actually very bold, and like they said, we are bold and beautiful. But more importantly, anything we put our minds to do as females, we do well in it. For me personally, I would just always say, thank God for what God has helped me to do. But I also know that if I can think of anything now, everybody in my team knows until we finish it, we are not stopping. So we have that pushy instinct as women. So if we are supported, and when you talk about support, many times I tell people, I say it's not just about money. I want to train girls, for instance, IWD. I need organizations who can say, we want to join you to train them. I want to get the girls to do solar, to do biogas, to produce that vehicle with me. I need people who can say, okay, we have 1 million, we have 2 million, we have a space, come and use it. But when you are interested and somebody doesn't even care, you get discouraged. And of course, if a woman is trying and then not too much resources from the home front supporting, then we need government. We need support. We need states. We need everybody. We need organizations that are doing that.
As Nigeria advances in science and technology, the contribution of women will be crucial in shaping the future. The path may not be easy, but with determination, mentorship, and support, Nigerian women will continue to break barriers in science and technology. Let us celebrate and invest in the next generations of women innovators.
Amazing stuff there. Like Thelma rightly said, Susan is a small, powerful dynamite. That was beautiful. And I mean, it's very good that we continue to resound this, that gender should not be what should define capability. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, it's one brain. We should do it. Gender is no issue at all. And when we see women blazing the trail, inventing a solar car, it just shows you there is no limit to what we can do. We are naturals. There are no limits at all. So we have some messages here, and one says, "Good morning, great presenters and the beautiful women of Weekend Deal. Giving a woman a chance to rule this country is not a taboo. There is no harm in trial. 2027, women should work hard and present a credible candidate. If INEC Kabesisia, she must definitely win. Great women in the house, may you live long and enjoy the fruit of your labor." Church Hill from Lagos, we love you. Thank you so much. Good prayer. Okay. All right. Another one says here that, oh goodness, sorry. Oh, great Weekend Day. Wonderful program. Good job. Oh, Patience, I love you, from Victor. Okay. I love you too. I love you too. Good morning to the studio. That woman that saw the necessity of tracing her roots got me emotional.
Yeah.
She got, real tears. That singular act at the airport says what it means to her. That's what broke me down. It took me a song titled The Other Side by Lucky Dube, and I recommend this song for everyone watching and listening. Please, I'll be very grateful to have that video at the airport. I want Alex from Wuse too. He said you got him all emotional, tracing your route and coming all the way down. Okay.
See how amazing Nigeria is.
Nigeria, that's who we are.
I have a slogan now. Nigeria is nice.
Oh, Nigeria is nice. Nigeria is actually nice. Good morning, fine ladies in the studio. My name is Peter. I support woman. I support a woman to become the president of this country, Nigeria. If there's a room for that, please. That lady in the studio in green, I want her number. If you tell us what you want her number for, we might consider, but she's married to your brother, a Ghanaian. Yeah. So I just said, let me put it out there. She's married to a Ghanaian. She's an American. So please, whatever you want her number for, let us know. We'll let you know.
No, he's just getting acquainted. Yes, he wants to celebrate. She said it clear. She's a grandmother even. Yes, he's just celebrating.
See what beauty does. See what beauty can do. Wow. Okay, so
can we continue our conversation?
So, yeah, okay. Do you want me to
go?
Okay. Go. So I don't know where this narrative. I mean, we see great women. We see what women are doing. These are women, a barrister, an advocate, and all that people are doing. But still, there's a narrative out there where women now, it's for the money. You're going out with a man. The first thing you're thinking about is what he's given me. Yeah. Where did we get it wrong? Why are women now depending on men for money? Women would rather marry for money. We had a show here, and we had a lot of messages. Women would rather marry for money than love or other things. Where are we getting it wrong?
I think it should be qualified. It is some women.
So a lot of women, a lot of young women, Gen Z, a whole lot of Gen Zs will tell you, I'll not marry for love. I'll rather the man has money. Where are we getting this thing wrong?
I think that the influence about material aspirations is the main driver. That people, I mean, Bob Marley had a saying, some people are so poor, the only thing they have is money.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
And I think that driver for material gain it's what underpins the desire to only marry somebody who's already made it, so you can piggy bank them.
Especially in the era of technology.
Thank you.
Well, all you see on the net is portrayal of materialism.
And it's all a fake. It's all fake. Fake because
so much fake.
material things do not give you joy.
At all.
I'm telling you that.
Okay, material things alone.
Yeah.
But if they're combined with genuineness, because we have some of these things on social media, people have worked tenaciously for them.
Yes.
That's what even the young women must realize.
Yeah.
Those private jets that some captains of industry and some women have, it didn't fall from the sky.
No,
While some people were napping, sleeping, growing up, some people were toiling. So even that man, that woman is seeking to come and take care of her and an entire generation, worked for his money. And if you are willing, he can also build you. But that's where if women see this gap, where ought we to step now? If young women are saying, all I want is his money, that's a challenge for us. What do you say? And how do we now harness those women and change the narrative and the mindset?
Like I said, I told her, I feel strongly that we need to reconscientize our value. We need to reorientate our younger ones.
Yes.
You understand? I think we're losing the value. The value is not, I mean, everything is not about the material.
That's right.
You know? And you need to work for it, actually.
Yes.
If you work and you get yours, I mean, you feel more satisfied. I mean, the esteem in getting what is yours is far beyond description.
That's right.
Amazing.
That's right.
You know?
So what can mentors such as yourself do now? How do we get these women in spaces where we can build them, get them to understand that even as you are seated here, it's hard work?
Thank you. Because I've not slept since 4 o'clock. I woke up, you know? Sorry, my darling. Like she said, she has daughters, sons. We all do. We need to start from our homes.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
You get it from your homes. I think we lost it sometimes. I think she'll pick it up from there.
When I was growing up, my mom always told me to be self-sufficient and independent of a man. That was one of the founding things that she said. She said to me, if you see a man with a car, don't go for the car, get your own car. So there is something about the tenacity which is inherently in us. And it's about how we mobilize that within, because the hand of the cradle, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. So if we are rocking the cradle, we should be instilling in our younger women, and they don't always have to come from your womb. It's the ones that you have contact with. I have got many daughters that are not from my womb, you know, and even some undeclared people that are watching you in positions of authority, and how you are held accountable, the integrity that you have, how you stand in your space, how you do not violate your position or abuse it. These are the things that happen when people are watching you. And it's very important for women in leadership to lead with integrity, so that the world is watching you.
The world
is watching you. And it's reputationally damaging for us to be reckless with that authority. So I think it's really important, number one, for us to stand in integrity and honesty, and to actually let young women see that you can make your own wealth. You can create generational wealth with your own innovations. You know, when my mom is now 90, and she said when she was going to school, her dad said he's not going to pay to send her to secondary school because she's only going to end up in the kitchen and having children. And my mum had to finance herself through to be a pupil teacher, and then she was a nurse, and then she came to England. But my dad now, his daughters, he said he will spend his last penny for us to go to. All of us, all my parents' children are graduates, but he was particular with his daughters because he said he wanted us to be self-sufficient and independent, because he knew that's something that he could leave with us, you know. So we didn't have to piggy bank a man and be at the mercy of a man to be able to finance us and propel us through our, you know, so we can make autonomous decisions and have self-determination.
Correct.
You're not looking
But
for a
that
husband
does not take
ATM.
away the fact that you shouldn't hold your partner in regard.
Of course.
Because you are self-sufficient. I want to just ask you something, ma'am, because perhaps she will lean on, you can contribute later when she's taking her messages.
Yeah.
Women in position face formidable challenges.
Yes,
and we've come to see that it comes from women as well as men. You mentioned earlier, when we heard the name of a female speaker, the first, Lagos is like center of excellence. We will say it's the most modern state. So we should be rejoicing because if Lagos, if that woman can change policies there that will favor young ladies, it's all to Nigerians' good. But we're not hearing the voices of there are formidable women who are in politics, but may not be in that house. What ought to be our role when a woman is thrust up? It doesn't matter how she came up, she's up. And she may not need to ask you, support me, but we do know that our support is a plus. How ought we to shepherd her so that more women nationwide can aspire and perhaps succeed to be first, second, third female speakers in their states? And that's the way we can channel to get a female president. She won't just be uprooted. She needs to build a constituency.
You need to build. That's correct. I would say this. I believe we're doing better, but we can do more. I think we've come a long way, but I believe we should do more. We have some kind of timidity around us, some kind of inhibition around our fellow women that do not enable us to step out there. I don't know. I don't want to call it envy. No, it's not bullying. I don't want to call it.
Do you think we'll be bullied?
I don't know. I feel we don't appreciate ourselves enough. You understand? I feel we don't trust ourselves inherently. That's what the men do.
Yes, they do.
You get my point?
They do.
Anytime the man is there, he takes 1 in a million other men along with him. And you be very, very sure that they always shield themselves. Unfortunately, we have the problem of not shielding ourselves enough.
That's
you get
what
my
I'm
point?
saying.
Because I got recently something happened. I'm not going to disclose names or so. The next thing I had was one of the women disclosing something that happened so long ago, just to damage. Why don't you focus on now? What happened now? Solve the problem and get away with it. You won't hear the men blabbering about, you did this, I got that. No. Men don't do that.
You see, that's what I'm saying. No, I asked the question here and I said, are women truly supporting women? Or are we paying lip service to it? Because it's so easy to say, women supporting. When it gets down to it, we hear stories like this. We hear these kind of stories.
But
and
this is how we can learn.
We need
Perhaps
to learn.
That lady did not know that, she was not intentional about her role, knowing that one good word will be better than saying one negative word. So if we did not know in the past, she's telling us now.
That's amazing. We will need to really, really support ourselves in ways that we will grow as a gender.
Sometimes you support the woman and then you find the woman stabbing you in the back more often than the men do. You understand? So like you said, what we're doing right now is the right thing. But I believe we should be upping our games. And people like you doing amazing work. We need you to start going out, not just in the studio. Please do that street thing you used to do all the times. Do it for the women more often. I think it will boost us.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so there's so much to do as far as women in politics, women blazing trail is concerned. But today, we'll continue to challenge these women. We'll celebrate these women who are challenging expectations, who are rewriting the rules. And then we'll allow NTA, this is the point where we allow NTA Lagos join the conversation, and they're looking at women in creativity. Let's see this.
Today, we celebrate a female icon of creativity, Ara Lola Olamuyiwa, commonly known by her stage name Ara, a singer, entertainer, talking drummer, and cultural ambassador of the Oni of Ife. When I started playing the talking drum, I taught myself to listen and play differently. Because, of course, everybody knows that when I picked it, there were no females out there. So it was difficult getting anyone to teach me. But after watching them for some time and getting to know the tones of talking drum, women in entertainment have continued to break barriers, challenges, stereotypes while creating a more inclusive and equitable industry where everyone has the opportunity to succeed, paving way for the new generation of leaders. They were in awe, you know. Of course, I was told I would not be able to have kids. I may not be able to have kids, you know, and so on and so forth. But I told myself, no, I'm going for this.
Yes.
Nothing will stop me. You know, I didn't feel that my culture or tradition should be that, you know, negative. So, and how can something so beautiful like a musical instrument then be, you know, that will have like this stereotype and, you know, perceived as being some evil, you know, things that may happen and all of that. So, but then I'm glad and I thank God that I didn't let any of those, you know, things stop me.
As we celebrate this icon of creativity, we are reminded that women can break barriers and rise to the top. We are reminded of the transformative power of art, music, and literature to shape cultures and inspire positive change.
Each time I go out there, I make sure that I'm representing fully my culture. So anytime I'm on stage, it makes me happy that I'm able to, you know, educate you. I was on tour in Spain last year, was it 2 years ago now? And during my performances, of course, I teach them a few, you know, simple words of Yoruba. Wa, Jeun, Yoko, Dide, Lo, Oshe. I tell you, the first day we did that, the following day, you know, we went sightseeing, and they recognized me.
Women have the ability to shape in global conversations, influence cultures, and drive societal changes without confrontation. Nowhere is this more evident than in the remarkable rise of Nigerian women using their platforms, voices, industries to lead through fashion, media, art, and entrepreneurship.
Like Thelma said, we're at the peak of our show, and these amazing women will be giving us their final words. I'll start with Madam Michelle.
Final words?
Yeah, tell us your experience.
And you spent some time in
Nigeria.
Nigeria. We have some
time
clips.
in Nigeria
Your clips,
has
let's
been
see it.
absolutely stupendous.
Niger spirit.
Nigeria is
it's
nice.
been amazing. When I first said that I was going to Nigeria, the main naysayers in London were Nigerians.
Oh.
They were saying, no, Michelle, you can't go, and telling me about all the dangers.
Arriving?
Okay, this is me arriving in the airport.
That's so sweet.
This is me arriving in the airport. That was really emotional. That was really emotional because I'd got my luggage and everything, and you know,
and you had a welcome.
Yeah, and you knelt down.
Oh yeah, look at.
That's so
this is going to go viral. Yeah.
I was crying then. I was crying.
So poignant. Yeah.
I was crying then because it was and I told them at that point that, you know, Africa is not alien to me. I've been to Africa.
Yeah.
But to see my genealogy and recognize that I am Nigerian, and as the ancestry DNA goes on and it updates itself, it tells you the regions that you're from, you know, and it drills down specifically. I found one of my Ghanaian cousins and I said, oh, I was so happy. And I said to my Nigerian friends, because I've grown up with Nigerians. So there's Omenebele, Indidia, Makauza, Makachijo.
And you called the names beautifully.
Right? So I know them. We were raised together, you know. So Nigeria and the concept of Nigeria is not alien to me. And I work with Nigerians, so they're all over.
Oh, you're the market. What did you buy?
This is me trying to haggle. I was buying Gary. I was buying. It was just amazing. It was an amazing experience. And the beauty of it is that everybody could speak English, so I could communicate directly with them, and there was no barriers to actually get, you know, that lovely, lively conversation. And I'd say that Nigerians are very much leaders.
Aww.
They are leaders in the pack. And that is something that we see outside of Nigeria as well. I think that Nigerians need to celebrate themselves more.
Yeah.
I think that the naysayers need to flip the script and, you know, do not let your history be erased with trickery.
Word.
Write your own narrative.
That was very poetic. That was very poetic.
We'll rest it there.
You must write your own narrative.
Yes,
you know,
I agree.
And Nigeria, I salute you.
Nigeria is nice, like you said.
Yeah.
Barrister,
take it away.
What more can I say? I think I had an exciting morning. I think I'm blessed to meet you, Michelle. Now a sister. I think I love you more because I'm seeing you in person. I think my day is made, and I think I am more empowered, inspired, encouraged to do what I do better.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful.
encouraging women to be who they are. Step into the space that you think you cannot. I am called Braveheart. You know, there's that film Braveheart.
Yeah,
I was
Mel
called
Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
But I was called Braveheart since I was like in secondary school because I dare to do what ordinarily you wouldn't see a girl do, a woman do. I'm audacious, I am brave, I am bold. I can be annoying, but why not?
Why not?
I like to win.
We use the opportunity to say
I love everyone.
Happy
to
Happy Ramadan to you and all our Muslim brothers and sisters. As we know, it's the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and it's the time when Muslims dedicate their time to fasting, prayers, and pray for our nation.
And on the first day you invited me, I said I pray for Nigeria. And
yes,
all the women
great.
in the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Before he plays, I want to ask him a question, please.
Okay, to say one last word.
Okay.
I'd just like to say one last word.
Okay.
Just a little snippet of some of the poetry, and it's called "Who Am I?"
Okay.
And just the top of it says, "When I stare in a mirror, what do I see? I see a black woman staring back at me, full of potential, full of drive, stifled for a good guide for a good while. Her light still shines brightly, though dim at times. Vivacious, courageous, fearless, unique, authentic, victorious is what emerges with each heartbeat. And I want every woman to go away and know that she is victorious in everything that she does."
Exactly.
Wow, well done. That was beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, so let's do it for us. I was
he for she?
Yeah.
He for she,
He for she? Hey, let's do this.